Turn around, look at the camera. Turn around, look at the camera. Hi guys, it's John. We're back to watch me work. This is Georgianne. She did a try before you buy a couple weeks ago, and she's back now to pick her gun up and run her pistol. She bought the Equalizer because she shot it really well. She had other pistols, but she fell in love with the Equalizer. Now she's picking it up today, and we're going to do her first shots with her new pistol. Are you excited?
I'm very excited.
Yeah, awesome. So, watch us do this. Rock hole we talked about on the paper plate before, remember?
Yep.
About going to aim down about right here.
Yep.
All right. Push this out to our 3 yards. Let's go ahead and see if you can finger in these 5 rounds first. I'll just go ahead and do the first one for you, get you kind of comfortable. Remember, press them. See if you can get those in for me.
Let's see.
There we go.
Oh, this is an easier load than my other 9.
Yes, it is, yes. That's another feature of the Equalizer, is that it is an easier magazine to load. Got those 5 in. Okay, pick the gun up, make a pistol, pick up a pistol. Go ahead and put your magazine in. Remember we talked about driving with your back muscles?
Yep.
So you're going to drive with this hand out, pull back with the other hand.
Yep.
Go ahead and rack it for me. Excellent. Let's get a good grip on there. Very good. I'm going to put my hand on your shoulder, okay? Arms all the way out. Slowly press the trigger. Do it again. Do it again. Do it again. Do it again. All right, finger off the trigger. Bring it to your belly. Get your magazine out of there. All right, I will be right back. Someone's at the door. Back from the door itself. Yeah, that was pretty good. Now you were shooting a little low, right?
Yep.
So what that means mostly is you're pulling the trigger again. Remember we talked about slowly pressing the trigger,
Okay.
not pulling the trigger. Tend to be boom, boom, boom. Just keep it up more mid-plate and just let the shot surprise you.
Okay.
Just apply pressure until the weapon cuts. Go ahead and pick that mag. There we go. Put that magazine in. Go ahead and rack that slide. All right. Let's think about getting our butt out just a little bit. Lean forward. Now think about bringing that front post up just a little bit. There we go. And then just slowly press the trigger. There we go. That was better. Do it again. All right. Now you're shooting off to the left a little bit, so that must be finger in the trigger. So you want to use the tip of your finger and turn your head just a little bit. Get your eye over the weapon. There we go. Shooting, that was a little low. Make sure you're using the tip of your finger to engage the trigger. All right, that was better. All right, one more. There we go. All right, beautiful. Bring it back to your chest there. Get your mag out of there. All right, you see what happened there? They started coming to the middle of the paper plate. Yep. What tends to happen is when we're engaging the trigger, we don't want to get our finger in. It's very common for someone to start here,
yeah,
and roll it in.
So just the tip of the finger.
Just the tip of the finger. If you can remember one thing, it's about the gap. You almost have a gap there,
okay,
and not touch the gun. This right here is our enemy. So when I go ahead and touch that, that's what's pulling it off there.
Okay.
Good, nice, clean, crisp triggers will control most weapons compared to a pull.
Okay.
Remember I told you earlier about the shot should surprise you?
Yeah.
That's what we're looking for.
Okay.
That surprise shot. Because the surprise shot makes all the difference in the world. Because the more we pull the trigger, the more we're going to pull it down like that.
Okay.
It'll all come, I promise you.
Yeah. A little practice.
The more you get going, the more you get going, the easier it becomes for you. Not rocket science. All right. Let's go ahead and pick that up. All right. Magazine goes in. Excellent. All right. Rack it. Got to kind of think about not leaning backwards. Lean forward. Just fix your thumb there. Right thumb up, left thumb in. There we go. Got to touch the gun and lean forward just a little bit. And slowly press the trigger. Good. Now you can turn your chin just a little bit more to the right. There we go. There we go. Good. Nice. Do you feel it across your back muscles? That gun's flipping just a little bit more. Can you drive a little harder with it? There we go. There we go. I love that. That's finger off the trigger. That was a good group there. Are you liking it?
I love it.
Yeah.
I love the fact this is easier.
Big difference between what you had before, right?
And if I didn't have to rely on this, if I didn't have this, then it's still easy enough for me.
Yeah. I mean, you're going to use that loader, and we're going to use it here in a few minutes here, just because to put 15 rounds in that magazine, even for me, is a little challenging.
It gets more challenging as it gets lower.
Because remember, don't forget, we have base plate. That orange thing was called a follower.
Yeah. In
between here is the spring. And every time you put a round in it, it gets tighter and tighter and tighter and tighter. So if you want to get 15 or 20, this holds 15 rounds, you know, probably 10 through 15 is going to be real challenging, even for me.
Yeah.
So someone with small hands or trying to push bullets on top of bullets, it becomes a little challenging. The more you load these and keep them loaded, the easier the spring breaks them. Okay. All right, let's do that again. Pick the weapon up, finger off the trigger. Put the mag, there we go, rack it all the way out, drive through, get your butt out just a little bit, lean forward, and think about slowly pressing the trigger. Love that. All right, that was a pull. Did you feel the difference? All right, good. Can't pull a trigger, you got to press a trigger. There we go, that was better. Nice. All right, good. Finger off that trigger. Now try that left thumb now. Yep. And push it. Drops right in your hand. Idea of that more than anything else. You're able to get there, I'm not, okay? But if you push that button, not having a hand down here, this button here, that mag's just going to fall. With this scenario, I can actually push it with my left hand, grab it. If it has no rounds in it, I can throw it. If it has rounds in it, I can stow it. And at that point in time, I've got protection here. A magazine with 4 or 5 rounds in it is worth keeping hold of. A magazine with no rounds in it is worth getting rid of. You don't want it falling at your feet. All right, beautiful. Let's do that again. Starting to get a little comfortable?
Yeah.
Can I back the target out a little bit more?
Sure.
Nothing changes. We're just going a little bit further distance, okay? These are the distances I would have you work at from now on. Start at that 3-yard line, that 5-yard line, the 21-yard line. Those areas there, 3, 5, and 7 yards are the areas I would like you to shoot at on a regular basis. So when you come here, the 3-yard line is a good yard line to use. Get you comfortable, get going, and then as you get push out, you got to get a bit further. Now we need to adjust a little bit now, right? Because the more we go out, we need maybe bring it up a little bit more in the paper plate.
So bring it up a little higher.
Just a little bit higher.
Okay.
Not a ton, but just enough.
Okay.
Where you've been aiming before, just a little bit more.
Okay.
You know, eek.
Just a
little bit. I don't know what measurement that is, but you kind of get the idea.
Yeah.
Arms all the way out. Lean in. That's beautiful. Good stance. Slowly press the trigger. Good. Good. Yes, ma'am. Yep. Watch that tip of that finger is rolling into the gun. Remember, see how it's going off the left a little bit? There we go. Here, we're on it back. What we can't do is creep our finger into the trigger.
Which I found myself
doing. And that's
doing.
you're doing. Right. Our enemy is this piece of skin right here. If that's touching the gun, it's going to manipulate the gun.
Okay.
So we want to try to always remain gapful. That gap is so important for us because it's going to keep that piece of skin off. When you're in here or in here, you're always going to turn it that way.
Okay.
Right? So if you start seeing it go off the left, you know you're doing something. Okay. Women, if the casing's coming back at you, you broke your wrist during the shot, right?
Yeah.
When the weapon is, the bullets are impacting to the left, what's happening is you've got the gun over your nose and not over your dominant eye. Remember we talked about before, you've got to marry the weapon and the eye together.
Right.
That allows you to turn your chin. We keep telling you to turn your chin just a little bit to make sure the weapon and the eye are lined together, because they're lined together, you're going to be able to engage the trigger, and we're shooting directly over the pistol. If you stand in your stance, sweetheart, and you push it out over your nose, you're already shooting to the left.
Okay.
Got the concept of that, because your gun's here and your eye is here.
Yeah.
So you're looking at a vise. So if we turn our chin to get ourselves there, we're going to be directly more over the pistol.
Okay.
That's all we need to be.
Okay.
Okay? Let's do that again. Now when you come to the range, honey bunny, what I want you to do is I want you to start at the 3-yard line.
Yeah.
I want you to start there first.
Just like 5 rounds.
Yeah, that's your bucket of balls. You talked about golfing earlier,
Yeah.
right? If you go to the range and you hit a bucket of balls before you go out, you're going to be a lot better.
Right. More relaxed.
Then if you're not, well, just stretch it a little bit,
Yeah.
right? This is your stretch. This is kind of
this
getting...
isn't the workout. This is
Yeah,
just
yeah. We're stretching a little bit
Yeah.
before we get going, right?
Okay.
And then we start working on that, and then we want to try to keep our consistent impact, right?
And as that target goes out further, I'm going to want to aim a little higher.
Just a little bit higher, not much.
Here.
We have more chances of manipulation the further the target is out.
Okay.
Because a little bit of movement here, you saw what it did.
Right.
So you can imagine if I move it out there, you're talking more room the gun can move up and down, if that makes sense, right? If you're shooting a rifle at 100 yards and you pull the trigger on a rifle, that can manipulate 3 feet, right? So we want to really, if I think I told you before, the shot on a firearm should surprise you, right? The more we shoot, the less surprise it is, but we still need to get the cadence or the pressure we need to apply to this trigger to not manipulate it, just let it cut.
Okay.
Let's you know what? Let's try the loader. Let me show you this real quick. It's pretty simple and easy. If you could close your left hand, you take this, stick it on top of the bullet, press down, and put the other round in.
Okay.
And then once you've done that, you're going to let go, let it rise, put it back on top of the bullet, and press down again.
Okay.
Go ahead. There we go. Good. Good. Yeah. So you can see where that can be very helpful.
Yeah, because my other 9, I think I can get like 7 in, and then I just...
Yeah, well, this will help. This will work on your other 9.
Yeah, okay. The spring, it just gets too tough.
Yeah, this will work on your other 9 as well. So
Okay.
it works on all of them.
Good.
So that's going to be great for you. All right, let's pick it up. Gonna aim just a smidge higher for me in that target base. Kind of really slowly press the trigger. Keep it level. Good. Out to the left a little bit. Did you see it?
Yeah.
Okay, just try to tip your finger. Good, that was better. All right, bring it up more in your line of sight. Up a little higher, there we go. Good, honey. Very nice. That was out again. See out right around 9 o'clock there, right on the lip of it?
Yeah.
That's where that bullet impacted. Okay. Now you can see where am I having challenges? The further we go out. There's the challenge. So what I'd recommend there is, remember we talked about gun over nose versus over dominant eye?
Yeah.
We turn our chin just a little bit
So
more.
just turn my head a little bit.
Yeah,
Okay.
just turn your
Yeah,
chin.
'cause I'm hitting right exactly in the same.
Yeah, you are. Yeah, that's your consistent point of aim,
Okay.
right? It's still off a little bit from center,
Right.
but that's more of a it'll come kind of deal.
Okay.
I'm not too worried about that right now.
Okay.
There's a fine line between a defensive shooter and a bullseye shooter. And you, girlfriend, are never going to be a bullseye shooter.
No.
Neither am I.
No.
That's about defensive accuracy.
Right.
And that paper plate, if I put that in the middle of my chest, you won every shot so far. You understand?
Yeah.
So that's kind of what we want to work on. We want to work on our defensive accuracy, because defensive accuracy is what we need to do. A good cadence that we can keep the gun level and keep the bullet's impacting somewhere where we think we are. The idea of shooting is trusting the gun, trusting yourself, trusting your sight alignment, and just letting the gun run.
Yeah.
All right. Shift that weight to the ball of your feet. That even looks better already, honey. And just slowly press that trigger, hon. Love it. There we go. Nice, nice. One more time. Nice. Figure off that trigger. Get your mag out of there. Now, set it down right-handed. Don't flip it up. Remember we talked about that before? Okay. Set it down like you're going to grab it off your table. Right. That's some key thing we need to do. Do you remember how to unload it?
How to get the bullet out of the chamber?
Yeah. Yep. We're gonna load it up for you.
Okay.
We're gonna put a round in a magazine. I want to go through it. Remember we took the concealed carry part of that thing. It talked about DROP, drop.
Yeah.
So if we take the magazine and we load the rounds, and we pick the weapon up, magazine goes in, and you rack the slide.
Yeah.
We are hot, correct?
Yes.
And if I were to pull the trigger, it would fire.
Right.
Yeah. How do we unload it?
I need a refresher on this one.
Okay, no issue. That's why we're doing it, honey.
Yep.
So how did we load it? Walk me through that.
We put the mag in.
And we rack the slide. Okay.
The slide.
So if I just said to you, reverse it, what you need to do first?
Pull the slide.
No, you pull the slide.
Isn't another one going to load in, right?
Yes, very good. Okay, so what do we have to do there? Another one's going to load in. What do we need to do?
Right.
Remember I told you, you may not remember. What's the life of the gun? It's not the bullet. It's not the gun. Yeah. It's the magazine. So what? Yeah, there we go. So what has to come out first is the magazine.
Because every time you pull that slide back, it's just going to load another one in.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah. So we need to take the life out of it, right? So if I take the life out of it by pulling the magazine out, am I empty?
No.
There could be one where?
In the chamber.
Then we will need to rack the slide. Okay. And then we can open it by pushing this down and pushing this up.
And it's left open.
Yeah. Okay, so there's an acronym, DROP. Drop the magazine, rack the slide, open the slide, physically check the weapon.
Now, when you take that bullet out of the chamber, it can fall either out of the top or the bottom. It doesn't matter.
According to how hard you do it, yes.
Okay.
I'm not going to say most women, when they rack, they don't rack fast enough.
Yeah.
And it can come out here.
Okay.
But the idea of it, the only place a bullet can be in this gun to fire is in that receiver hole right there. Okay. Remember every time I have you bring it back to your belly?
Right.
I bring it back to the girls, basically. When you bring it back here, you're looking at your barrel hole and you're looking in the receiver. Because either the receiver is going to be orange like this, because remember when you shoot your last round in this gun, what happens?
It opens.
It stays open.
Right.
And all this is telling me I'm empty.
Right.
Feed me. Right? And then you just take the magazine out and you can see daylight all the way through it. We're doing a live next Tuesday, why a 380. We did one last week, why a 22 is so important, but why a 380 would work perfectly for that too. Now that's that smaller mag. Do you feel it?
Yeah.
It feels totally different, doesn't it?
It does.
Choke right up. All right. And slowly press that trigger. Lean forward just a little bit. There we go. Good adjustment. This is where I start talking about things that start feeling right to you. Beautiful, honey. Good. Very nice. Feels like a total different gun with that small magazine in there.
It does.
Yeah.
Not that it bothered, but it does feel.
No, we wouldn't bother you. Put someone with smaller hands in there.
Right. I think anybody with bigger, yeah, that wouldn't
Yeah,
be able to
yeah,
be
yeah.
comfortable.
That's the deal. But that kind of gives you that ability. How about questions? Any questions for me?
No.
You feel comfortable? Yeah, you do good.
Getting more and more comfortable.
Yeah, I mean, now you're shooting your gun, though.
Right.
Last time we did the class, you had your pistols here. You weren't really
I
happy.
had my 9 as a harder pull.
Yeah, you weren't happy
this
with
is
it.
an
That's a
easier
lighter
pull.
trigger
Yeah.
pull, yeah. Yep. Well, I'm proud of you. You're doing good today. Yeah, that's the beauty of this. You think you would have lost a little bit of what we had the other day,
Right.
and you don't. You don't lose. You retain it pretty well.
Right.
And a lot of people do. They think they don't remember. Oh, the drop thing you did remember. We may not even talked about it. I don't know if we did or not. They all run together after a while.
Right.
You know. But you've got a great weapon here. You're going to shoot it about 500 rounds. You're going to come back here, and we're going to go through a class on cleaning it. We don't clean the gun for the first 500.
For the first 500? Okay.
Yeah. People freak out about that, but there are tools that need to be ran. It needs to get really, really dirty before we clean it.
Okay.
Right? If it doesn't run clean, it ain't gonna run dirty, if that makes sense, right? And these, I've sold so many of these. It's well worth just shooting it until it gets really, really dirty. And then Jacob on a Sunday, he'll walk you through how to clean it. We teach you to fish. We don't give you a fish, if that makes sense. Yeah. And he does that for free. So you just come here. We walk you through taking it apart, cleaning it up, doing everything. He'll have you help him, and at the end of that, you'll know how to do it.
Perfect.
Okay? This is your last 5. Let's make sure they count, okay?
Okay.
You want to try a little bit further?
Sure.
Let's go all the way out to 25, okay? Let's see if we can get a few more, just for the heck of it. Now, I would never have you start out here. You remember I told you, start at 3, go to 5, go to 7. Yeah, because out there, it's going to be wasted bullets. Bring it up here. Now just think about just a slow trigger engagement. See how you naturally turn your head now?
Yeah.
That's a beautiful thing, sweetie. There we go. That dropped it just a little bit. Aim a little bit on the paper plate. There we go. That casing hit you in the head because you're breaking your wrist during the shot. Keep driving with your back muscles. There we go. Love that one. You like that hole out there. There we go. Last one. Beautiful. To your belly. Get your mag out of there. All right. I'm so proud of you. You did get
See my favorite, my little...
That's your hole. I'm telling you, you like your hole, honey. So the analysis basically is you got the gun a little bit more over your nose than you have over your dominant eye. This is what's telling us, right?
Yeah.
We know we can adjust this by turning our chin a little bit more. And this is, but this is an acceptable group for today. For your first 50 rounds out of your piece.
Right.
I love it. You're going to get better and better at it. You are consistent. There's a couple pull downs here, and I don't know if you can feel those pulls, but a lot of times the pulls, they actually are magnified. When you're shooting a gun well and you're getting comfortable, when you pull the trigger, you almost feel it.
Yeah.
Do you remember any of those when we shot today?
Yeah, I can feel when I'm off.
Yeah, there we go. So good shot feels good, bad shot feels bad. That's the key thing more than anything else. Tells more than anything else is when the casing is hitting you.
Yeah.
If you're getting hit by the casing, you broke your wrist during the shot. If it bounces off here and comes at you, that's not your fault, sweetie. But if it comes back and hits you in the forehead or it does anything else like that, you've got that gun flipping when you're shooting. Okay. And you can almost feel it. You almost see it, right? Yeah. You just feel like you don't have control. Right. And when you don't have control, you need to drive with what? Your back muscles, yeah. When you drive with your back muscles, you're going to control the weapon. Subscribe, we really would appreciate it. Hit that bell icon, like button. And maybe you could come down and work with me. I would love to have you. Until next time, God bless, be safe, and remember, you are your first line of defense. Let's say goodbye, Georgia.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
Thank you.
Awesome.
There.